Hello everyone, my name is ZhangZiwei. My student ID is 27119319. Today I will illustrate this book, Leadership Intelligence, the 5 Cues for Thriving as a Leader. In this book, we can divide it to two topics. In the first topic, we talk about what is the 5 Cues and why they are important to the leadership. We can discover that high-performing leaders always simultaneously own 5 key leadership intelligence. We call them 5 Qs. These 5 Qs help leaders to achieve effective transformational change and to deeply embed this change in order to have sustainable success. The 5 Qs are cognitive intelligence, emotional intelligence, political intelligence, resilience quotient, and moral intelligence. We call them IQ, EQ, PQ, RQ, and MQ. IQ is a leader's ability to acquire knowledge, reflecting their deductive abilities and drawing together contrasting strengths of information to energy with a compelling argument that entices. EQ is a leader's ability to understand and manage both their own emotions and those of others. PQ is a leader's ability to navigate a way forward through diverse stakeholders' agendas while ensuring continued engagement with critical players. RQ reflects the capacity of a leader to emotionally sustain high performance under continued pressure and adversity. MQ is a leader's ability to understand their own value system and draw on this to determine the moral boundary of individuals, teams, and of the organization. In first topic, we examined the 5 Qs and explored why they are the capabilities required of the leaders. The second topic, we talk about how the 5 Qs work across different work domains, levels in the organization, and the transition between work domains. Specifically, it explores which of the Qs is most relevant for the 4 leadership work domains. They are operational management, general management, strategy leadership, and governance leadership. Operational leadership in the operational leadership domain is fundamentally IQ and EQ that makes the biggest contribution. Operational leaders need to build teams. They need to build authenticity. They need to understand each other, and they need to be open. To be an effective operational leader, you also have to be smart with a good IQ. The other 3 Qs, RQ, PQ, and MQ, are not used so much in the operational role. Operational leaders are not put under the same sort of strategic pressures as top management, so RQ is less important. You don't really have the same moral boundaries to draw. You don't really need to play politics unless you are playing them at a personal level. These 3 Qs become much more critical when you transition to the next leadership work domain, general management. In general management, all of the Qs are used all of the time because you are at the point where strategy creation meets strategy execution. GMs are often not directly involved in the strategy creation, but they are the ones who know which strategies will work because they are the ones who truly understand the context of markets in which they operate. The GMs are in many ways the pivot upon which the organizational strategy lever works or fails. The GM role, therefore, is absolutely critical to the success of the corporate strategy, but being a GM can also be a thankless task. The need for EQ, being open, being authentic, understanding each other's emotions, is coupled with PQ, and awareness of the sensitivities That's the part of the EQ you use. But you use PQ in pursuing your own agenda. So how do you do that? The IQ part, which allows you to understand the strategy, execution, arguments, and how you convince people to follow, stretches you because even if you don't quite believe the argument that you are putting forward, you still have to make it compelling. The phrase caught between a rock and a hard place could have been coined for the GM. The IQ you need to cope is also high because you are caught between two levels of management, operational and strategy, and the MQ part is the most moral side of management. Because you are pinched between the realities and the rules. Governance leadership is the role of governance is to create, authorize, and monitor the strategic direction of the enterprise and create values, policy, and financial plans that support vibrant delivery of its mission. Much the same happens with the transition to government leadership domain, which include execution and non-execution directors and CEOs, except that the ability requirements is even higher than before, because you are now publicly exposed as a board. Therefore, all 5 Qs are important for government's leadership. Strategy leadership. When you get to strategy leadership domain, the first thing is note that the concept of team in the doesn't apply. The irony is that there isn't a team in the top team. Rather, it is a team of leaders who come together in an arena where competing interests and neglected. So the EQ requirement drops, because this is not a team, but the top team has to come up with a comprehensive view of competitive advantage of organization stakeholders, the markets, the shareholders, and low-level management. So life at the top consistently involves dealing with misalignment and engaging through them, when there is no easy way forward. So the IQ part increases even more when you transition into the strategic leadership work domain. But you have to put forward a compelling argument to support your case. When there are good arguments against you, the EQ component drops away completely because you can't be open under those circumstances. But the PQ element increases dramatically because what you are doing is pursuing your agenda in the way that you generally feel is the best way forward and which has consequences for the organization.